This Could Get Dicey is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast, so things can sometimes get a little, well, you know. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hello, and welcome to This Could Get Dicey, a D&D podcast where a group of buds get to unwind from their 9-to-5s and step into the world of Drew Gala. My name is Destiny Nieto, I play Loomis Bjorn, and before things get a little too dicey, I just like to say it's a beautiful day to have your favorite college football and your fantasy football teams make it to the playoffs. Woo! It's been a long time for both.
Yay!
Yeah, it's good stuff. Who's your star player on your fantasy team?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know a lot of names. I'm not very good at fantasy football.
You could say any name. You could say Robert Johnson.
Gal Gadot.
I do maybe not her, but every year I do have to draft Justin Tucker.
Okay, because he scores the most points in the NFL every year. Yeah.
Yes, he usually is my top scorer.
He's a kicker, by the way.
He was
yeah.
UT's kicker.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, audience at home, we're all a very University of Texas podcast. That doesn't mean that if you happen to be from another school where you're going to be like, wah, wah, or anything. I don't care that much. But our team good at football this year.
We're back.
We're so back, baby.
Hi, my name is Alex Villarreal. I play Ellis Vendove, and it's a beautiful day when you don't know what you're gonna make for dinner and you have like some meat defrosted and you got a freezer full of like frozen vegetables and you're just like, I don't know, it's just gonna be one of those nights, and you whip something together and you're like, damn, this rocks. When you just it's sort of like you're just like, I don't really care. You're like doing the reverse psychology like to your own stove, and then it comes out, you're like, ha, I did care. It turned out really good.
I don't possess this particular skill set.
Same.
I have a dinner calendar, in fact, where every ingredient is meticulously planned and purchased a week in advance.
I mean, that's smart.
That's smart, but I do what Alex does too. Like sometimes I plan ahead. I do some like meal plannings on my like Sundays and stuff, but other times it's like, what can we find today in the house to give me sustenance? And also that's fast. And I did the same thing for dinner, Alex.
Hell yeah.
I found butternut squash soup that I bought because I'm trying to become a soup girl. That's still, we'll see. We'll find out. But I took the butternut squash and got it down into a sauce, added some Parmesan cheese, and made pasta with it.
Ooh,
great. Wonderful. Sick.
Great idea.
Yeah.
I defrosted some ground chicken the night before, literally putting it in my fridge going like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Mix it with some light dark soy sauce, some Shaoxing wine, some ground ginger, some green onions, made some little meatballs, doing that over some rice and some vegetables. And I was just
great.
like, this is delicious. Very, very pleased. Y'all, ground chicken?
Yeah.
So cheap.
Do you have to like get that from the counter? Because they don't just put that out on the...
Yeah, if you go to the ground section to the right of the meat section at HEB, sorry, non-Texas listeners, where the sausage is, you can find like, it's near the ground turkey and like ground stuff.
I've never seen ground chicken before. I've always like even near the ground turkey.
Dude, you're looking at like $4.19 a pound. When it's on sale, you can hit like $3.90. It's like super cheap. Dude, I've been obsessed with fucking grocery pricing. They had chicken thighs at HEB, bone-in skin on, for 99 cents a pound. I went fucking bananas.
That's why your freezer's chock full of it.
That's cheap as hell. Oh my God.
You know who I'm taking to when we go on The Price is Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Supermarket Sweep.
Supermarket Sweep.
Crush it.
Damn, that'd be so fun. I would love that game so much. Hi, I'm Kenny Chilton, and I play Emil Mayzak, and it is a beautiful day to officiate a wedding. I can't get over this goddamn thing. Did I say that already?
You haven't said it already. You've said that you've been in preparation for a wedding in the most recent episode.
Okay, well, we did the damn thing.
You did do the damn thing.
You did. It was very good. It was very
great.
good.
Thank you. This is Alex's first time seeing me do a wedding. Destiny and Becky, you
Yes.
both see me do one, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
You had bits. You had spoofs. You had riffs. You had some
tears.
heartfelt moments. You had tears.
Yeah, if you ever have a chance to do this, do it. It's like the coolest thing. Now I am irrevocably a part of these two people's lives, and they have no say in it, no matter what.
You can do whatever you want to.
I actually signed the marriage certificate wrong, and they sent it back to the couple, and were like, your officiant signed this wrong. So they're not married yet.
That's fucking funny.
I'm so sorry.
Whoopsies.
But, it's really fun to, do a wedding, though. But sign the paperwork correctly.
Go back to your old point. You can drop everything right now and ditch your whole life and become a clown. And then when the people would see you, they're like, "There he goes. He's the reason why we're married."
I was like,
Oh,
where's this
that's
going?
where you went. Okay, I was very
that was
confused
long.
where you
That
were
was
going.
long.
That clown did our wedding. Yeah.
That clown made me cry.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Schmader and I'm the game master for This Could Get Dicey, and it's a beautiful day to buy a CD drive so that way you can install Zoo Tycoon, the original, onto your PC and play it.
One very cool, but two, they don't have the OG on Steam or nothing.
No, they have what's called this Ultimate Collection, and it's trash.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I haven't
that's
played it,
so
but it's
cool.
trash.
Did you go to Goodwill, or did you buy one off of Amazon?
Oh no, those babies have been in my desk all my life.
No,
I
the
haven't-
drive, I mean.
Oh, the drive. Sorry, the discs I haven't ever gotten rid of. The drive I just got from.
I never doubted your possession of the discs themselves.
We got a drawer of games here, but the disc drive I just bought online. It was like $20.
How is Zoo
You got
Tycoon these
Jumpstart?
days?
Was it just
I
a
don't
USB?
have. I need to find Jumpstart. We got a lot of questions. Zoo Tycoon's fantastic, of course, with all the expansions, not DLC expansions. Back in our day, expansions. So we got Dinosaur Digs and Marine Mania. So we got a great zoo going.
Bricked up.
Okay, great. Jumpstart. I don't have Jumpstart on me at the moment. I don't know where I put those discs, unfortunately. But maybe we'll hit up a Goodwill and go find 1, 2, 3. I like all of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Did we have a question over here, Alex?
Is it just like a US what do you,
Yeah.
where do you plug it in?
It's USB or USB-C.
Sick. Dude.
Wow.
And it just sits up there, and it's just very thin. You have to be careful, though, because there's some out there that are DVD only, so you have to get the CD, DVD ones. So.
What's the wildest thing you can do in Zoo Tycoon?
Oh, you could cage in all the people and then release all the
Hey.
animals. And
Most dangerous game situation.
If you go onto the Zoo Tycoon subreddit, I believe you'll find a post by me on there of creating a gauntlet, in which I created a gauntlet for my guests to go through, in which they had to get through the snow leopard exhibit, the crocodiles, the lions, the bears, and at the end they got to a pretty waterfall.
This is her story.
Yes.
This is her story.
So that's the craziest thing that you could do. But the animals in the dinosaurs in particular, the other animals are really chill. I mean, some of them are grumpy, and it's hard to get them to be happy. But the dinosaurs will break out of their cages if you are not careful. Literally, if you do not get a great fence for the T-Rexes, they're like, that's not stopping me. And then you have to make sure you have the helicopter tranquilizer building, so that way they can fly over and sedate the T-Rex and put them back in the cage.
Pro tip for all people currently buying a CD-ROM and installing the OG Zoo Tycoon.
From 1999, I think, or something, 2000.
Hey.
Anyways, fantastic game.
I'm going to find this post. I'm going to find this post on Reddit. I'm going to find it.
I don't think there's a lot of posts in the Zoo Tycoon
There's
subreddit.
not. There's a whopping 8,000 people there. It's all
Top
time,
of all time. Go to top all time.
Yeah, actually, it does have quite a few likes, so I'm pretty famous in the Zoo Tycoon Reddit,
All
perhaps.
right.
And with that, let's play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Huzzar.
Last we left off, our adventurers had made their landing in the city of Vinzor. They made their way to Vinzor's Varieties, where you met Emil's family, his wife Cara, his eldest daughter Salda, and his youngest daughter Angel. They quickly put you to work at the shop before sending you to Emil's home to get settled for the evening. Upon arriving, the three of you spoke about how to approach the subject of speaking with Emil's wife about his encroaching affliction and all that you've learned about it. That is where we find you all inside the home of Emil and Cara Mayzak, awaiting the family's return. Do you all do anything else before they get there? You know, it's around dinner time.
Just cook dinner, something we've learned on the road, maybe?
What would that be? What have you learned on the road?
Bugging rocks.
Yeah, it's just when you lift up that log in Lion King and all the bugs are there. That's what we made for dinner.
Okay, admittedly, that always looked pretty yummy,
yes,
right,
it did.
everybody?
Yeah, dude. Or like the dinner at during Hook with the Lost Boys.
Okay.
What do you think that really was?
Probably colored mashed potatoes, huh? You think?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Or like Crisco?
I think we're just cooking something that's like camping themed. You know, like I want to give them a little taste of what we've been doing while I've been away. I don't know what that is, but
Okay.
Baked root vegetables, maybe?
yeah, I feel like we've said the word stew on this podcast a lot.
Stews are good. Stews are good camp things. So you guys whip up perhaps some like roasted veggies and some stew.
And a quiche. We make a quiche.
I was about to say we make quiche.
Oh, yes.
It's a quiche.
You make a quiche. And eventually your family returns home and you all settle in for the evening, kind of finishing up, setting up the dinner table and all sitting down. And the family sits down and gathers around and looks at all of you. And Cara speaks up and, well, tell us all about your adventures, everyone. I mean, you've been gone for, I think, over a month. And, you two are our guests in our home here. And we'd love to learn more about all of you.
Emil takes a giant bite of food so he can't talk.
I kind of look at Emil and I'm like, obviously see him taking a big bite, and then I look at Loomis and I go, hey, what'd we do?
You're asking me to tell the story.
Okay. And I kind of like, I'm like, well, we all met in a cave, right, Emil? And I kind of like nudge him mid-bite.
Yeah, though a lot of good treasure in that cave. We found some good treasure in that cave. Met a friend by the name of Gramps there.
Oh, okay.
Loomis has the most perplexed look on his face when they say a friend Gramps.
We haven't seen him since, but that's how we met, is in this cave. Not that the road wasn't without its danger, but it's been pretty chill in Mistfall. Oh, get this, Angel. You're going to love this. At one point, we came across a little settlement of pixies.
Pixies. Oh, that's really cool. What were they like? And were they nice? And
No.
And did they feed you? Okay. And
they did feed us. They made us food. Yeah, for sure. They did make us food. Remember that?
Yes, they did make us food, and they wanted us to like stay and hang out with them, kind of forever.
Oh.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were pretty territorial. I will say that they weren't as friendly. Well, they were very friendly, but a little overly friendly. So that kind of became a little sticky.
But we
bit
got
off a
out
little
of
more
there.
than we could chew. Wait, let me say a good joke. I bit off a little more than we could chew. Well, let's see. What else? I got this new suit.
Boy, you all have been gone you've been gone for a month, Emil, and that's all you guys have.
Well, we spent a lot of
done?
time doing boring stuff, right? In Mistfall, we were at the library a lot. Loomis wanted to do some reading there. Right, Loomis?
Yeah, I learned about a new time period I've never heard about before.
Ooh, yeah, that was crazy.
You see,
We
in
also went
Mistfall,
shrimping.
that's okay. That's true. New skill I
Yeah.
learned is shrimping. But in Mistfall, knowledge is the currency there. So, I mean, currency is also currency there. But a lot of times, it matters what you know, more than who you know there. So we did a lot of research. We spent a lot of time at the academy. I connected with the professor there. Loomis connected with the professor there. And because of we were gaining knowledge as we were completing jobs for different people. I mean, it's all very run-of-the-mill enterprising.
We freed robots from a scary guy.
Robots? Oh my! What is a robot?
It's like this. It's really hard to describe when robots don't exist in the world. It's like a moving, living machine, but it could talk to us. It was like you and me, but it was made out of like nuts and bolts and metal and stuff.
And magic. Super magical.
And
And
there
what-
was
what were their
four
names?
of them. There was 4 of them, and then there were 3 of them, and their names are fuck. What are their names? I'm sorry, my language. What were their names?
Fudge, cookie quish.
Fudge, Cookie Quish, and damn, I came up with them. I cannot remember the third one for the life of me.
Oh my god, I am blanking as well.
Well, that was
Usher.
a crazy Usher. Oh, the R&B singer. Yeah, and then we got them jobs.
Yeah, they work at the Squirrel's Folly now, which is our group. The 3 of us are called the Squirrel's Foolies. We are officially incorporated and everything. Kind of. We're on our way. Yeah, we've been taking jobs under that name. So we kind of took our name after that. Our home base in Mistfall. It's been really great. We have had some really fun times, some dangerous times. Maybe for another, we can tell those stories another time. We've seen things we never expected to see, and found some possibilities for business expansion. So, don't you worry about us. We've been doing just fine. But honestly, you can ask these 2. I have really missed home.
Why don't we get a group deception check, since the 3 of y'all are definitely being like a little dodgy about like the details and stuff of like the whole month?
Yikes.
7.
5.
Because I can't roll under a 10, I got a 17.
I think the family's kind of like, sure, the trek's been long, and maybe the details kind of get lost along the way, but they're happy that you're home and enjoying the stories, and eventually I think like Angel looks over at you, Loomis. Obviously, she sat next to you.
Of course.
And as she's kind of like stabbing her quiche and like devouring it, making a mess of it, she looks at you and is like, "Is something wrong with the quiche? Do vampires not? Do they not eat?"
No, I don't need food to sustain life or drink.
"Oh, could I have your quiche?"
Can you finish what's on your plate first, Angel, before you ask someone for their food? You gotta finish the whole thing.
"Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah." And she starts just like ravenously eating her quiche.
As Emil is saying, like, hey, you need to finish your food first before you ask, Loomis is already kind of sneaking his plate underneath and like putting it on her chair or just near her.
Yeah. She's like sneaking it up and eating it as well. Do you all do anything else here at the dining table?
I would really love, kids, if you would tell me something that happened while I was away. It was great working with you in the store this afternoon, but tell me something else. What's been going on? Angel, how are your friends?
They're fine. I like making friends at the store instead of like at school and stuff. Like it's just like people who have like money to spend have real value. Dad.
I couldn't agree more.
Ellis is like I think Ellis chokes on a bite of food as that interaction takes place. He's just like, oh my god.
When I first met Ellis, he had 37 gold on him.
Oh, okay, hold on. Hold
What?
on.
What?
Look at, I lift my boots in the air. I'm like, look at these boots. look at these boots.
I couldn't convince him to wear the house shoes. I'm sorry, everyone.
I can't take them off. They got stolen from me once, and they're not getting stolen from me again. And I look at Angel, kind of like jokingly, like grimacing.
Okay. Well, at least they have money, Dad. Papa, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Salda, I think, speaks up and, well, Dad, I've been doing really well with my studies, despite not wanting to do them, but I did join our math team, and we're gonna compete at against the other districts soon. It's kind of unfair because we're definitely the district with the most the school with the most affluence, if you will, so it's probably not fair, but we're not gonna back down or anything.
Yeah, Salda, you're 14. Don't worry about that part of it. Just go and just wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Are you insinuating your team paid their way to get there?
No, we just definitely have better. I'm not naive to the separation within the city based on people's financial standings and standings in society and stuff.
What are they teaching you at the school?
Well, Dad, if you just walk around, Dad, can't you tell yourself?
I see people who have worked hard for their money and people who haven't, but we don't need to go there right now. God, I feel sick. Kenny Children feels sick right now.
Salda, I think it's really great that you recognize that it's not worth judging people by their certain socioeconomic status.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach Angel a little bit of that too, but she's 9, so she'll get there.
Girls, I'm immensely proud of you. You are shaping up quite well. The store is in excellent order, and Fenswor's varieties will be spreading soon. I'm confident. Let me bring you to bed tonight, since it's been a bit since I've been able to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, Papa. We have something that I have a gift for you that we found. That Mama said that I could hold on to give to you, for your adventures. So let me go get it. And she sprints away from the table, as you all are kind of cleaning up some of the dishes and taking them to the sink. Angel comes back with a paintbrush that she hands to you. It's a standard paintbrush, but it has kind of a pretty thick brush head on it. And she hands it to you, and she says, "Papa, I call this the pen is a mightier sword or axe or bow or dagger or whatever you want it to be. And this is a magical item submitted by our last giveaway winners, Ben and Michelle. You can find them on Instagram at HowYouBeenMoy and Miss Michelle they're on Instagram. Thank you for sending in this item. I'm very excited for this one."
What? This is dope. Let's keep going.
But so we, I can't use it because it's not safe. But it is a magical paintbrush that we got from somebody who we did some swaps for it and stuff, and they said that when you can paint with it, and then a weapon, whatever you need as a weapon will show up.
May I test it out?
Oh yeah. We haven't really tested it out because I'm a kid. I'm a child.
I grab a piece of paper from nearby and do a rough sketch of the blade that the assassin on the Queen Anne Ballet used. I draw it real quick.
I think before you even touch the paper, you notice that the drawing, as you're kind of putting your mind's eye through the handle of the paintbrush, before it even kind of like touches the paper, it sort of like starts like almost 3D printing, if you will, kind of like conjuring like above the paper, and a +1 dagger, it was a short sword, I think. So a +1 short sword appears and kind of like lands on the table on top of the paper.
I pick it up and I hand it to Alice. I say, "Does this look right?"
Damn, yeah. I mean, that's, for it being dark, for it being as dark as it was, looks pretty good.
I can't tell you, girls, how valuable this gift is. This is, I might not be telling you all the details of our journey. I don't want to worry you, but we've come across some danger for sure, and this is going to be so valuable. And I can't wait to sell it when I get back home.
That's the spirit, Dad. But yeah, I mean, the road is dangerous, right? And Salda speaks up and is like, we assume that if you're traveling, you never know what you might come across out there.
I look at Cara and I say, "This is incredible, more than I could have asked for. Thank you so much."
Of course. I mean, we got a really good deal on it. I just want you to say, we traded like a couple, like a bushel of potatoes and stuff for it. Like, the guy just wanted to get rid of it. It seemed like, not that it's cursed or anything. We had it, tested for any curses and stuff. But he just didn't. Maybe he just didn't realize what he had. I don't know. Well, we got a good deal on it.
It's great. I'll set it aside to add to my collection later. Girls, let's get to bed. And do you two mind helping clean up? And I'll meet you all back down when we're done getting ready for bed.
No, that's we can definitely help clean up, right, Loomis?
Yeah, that's fine.
I like to imagine as like Emil walks away with his two children, and it's just Loomis, Cara, and I, and we're maybe still at the dinner table for a couple awkward seconds. I go, Mrs. Mayzak, thank you so much for letting us stay at your pad. It's like wicked fucking cool of you to do that.
Well, I'm just glad that Emil's made some friends on the road, and he's been taking some self-defense classes, but it's nice to know that there's some other people who perhaps can help keep him safe out there.
I had no idea he was taking self-defense classes.
Yeah, I mean, he's been taking them for months. I'm sure you haven't seen him in action, like protecting you all on the road. I mean, of course you all are safe out there probably, and not really running into much danger, right?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
The danger is like super. It's like that regular travel danger, You camp in the woods, and then I think the worst we've come across is like a bugbear or something.
Both of you roll a deception check.
17.
10.
She's like, well, a bugbear, just like a simple bandit, I'm sure, right? So, of course, that's to be expected on the road. So, yeah.
He's also really good at dodging.
Yeah,
well,
very
of course,
good at that.
The number one, I'm sure the number one rule in any self-defense course would be like, don't get hit first.
Don't get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and
run away even.
Yeah. Make that first priority.
Hide for cover.
Yeah. But no, Emil's cool. He reminds me like a lot of my dad, and there's some good and bad qualities, but mostly good. I haven't known him that long. But yeah, you got a good guy.
Thanks. I know. Yeah, we've only been married for quite some time now.
And I would be fortunate to stand by him. Do whatever. I'm gonna take your plate. Are you done? And I get up and I like to start picking up dishes and marching them to the sink.
Yeah, you all start cleaning up the kitchen. And is there anything you go through your routine of putting your daughters to sleep? Is there any sort of like special things you do?
Yes, as is our custom. As Salda is doing her evening reading, I'll get Angel ready for bed. We do our customary sword fight to the death at bedtime. I usually lose this fight, and then Angel crawls into bed. We read a book, and it's usually like a high fantasy book of some kind, and she's out like a light pretty much immediately. Salt is the one I have to actually worry about going to sleep. I go in there, we have a talk. That's when she asks all of her big life questions. And so I say, it was so nice being back in the shop this afternoon. I know we've said it a million times, but I worried about the shop when I was gone, and it was so nice to see how well it's doing. You're doing excellent.
Yeah, I don't think you need to worry, Dad. I think we got it under control, and we, school helps, with learning, more about math and economics and stuff. But, and I'll stay in school and keep focusing when I assume you're gonna leave again, right?
We've got a little bit of business here in the city, and then we'll be departing pretty shortly, I'm afraid. I have kind of a hard question for you, Salda. I know you usually ask me questions at this time, but feel free to not answer. How's your mom been?
She seems good. I mean, of course, I think we all miss you. But I mean, the shop's been good, and Mom's been doing well in the shop, and it's kind of, unfortunately, I guess business as usual. Just you're not here, and we are sad about that. But I think Mom's been good.
You ever noticed anything weird or out of the ordinary?
No, not that I've seen.
Okay. I'll see you in the morning for breakfast, okay? We won't leave without saying bye and sending you off to school.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, I'll see you in the morning.
All right. Get some sleep. I love you.
I love you.
And I'll go join the rest of them.
Wow. It's moments like this when you really realize how important family is. But you want to know what's more important than family? Supporting your favorite small DIY actual play Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Thank you so much for listening to episode 34 of This Could Get Dicey. Wow, we're all here together in this moment, aren't we? This is a new year. It's a new us. It's a new you. But it's the same old social medias. You know what I'm saying? At TCGD Pod. Find us for all your fun content about us. Comment, like, and share. In fact, you know what? Share. Tell a friend about it. Tell somebody about this. Life's so GD short. Tell somebody about something you love. We really appreciate making this for you. We really appreciate you listening to it. And I won't take up any more of your time. Let's get back to this episode.
Back downstairs, I think you all have kind of like finished cleaning up while the bedtime routines were happening, and have kind of sat down in the sitting area with Cara as Emil comes back downstairs to you all. Now that the kids are asleep, is there any like other parts of the story that I should know about, I guess, that were maybe too dangerous for kids' ears?
I look at my companions and then back at my companion and say, I'm sorry we've been putting on this show all afternoon. I didn't want to say anything with all the people around or with the girls around. Yeah, it's been a little more difficult than we've let on for sure. We met tied up in a cave, kidnapped by bandits on the road.
Well, that's not great. That's not great at all, but, I mean, you're here now, so clearly you dispatched them.
Except for one.
Except for one. Yes, is this other one who got away really your friend?
No, he's not. He did get away, but he's not a concern. He's like 1,000,000 years old.
Oh.
But Cara, the road from there has not been any less treacherous. our work has taken us into some pretty dangerous situations. Our first job was for a professor at the academy, Danielle Stravich, who was a professor of botany. She's the reason I went to Mistfall. She sent us into the woods to retrieve a plant. I tell her all the details of that except for what happened to Alice, and anything about my condition. And getting back to Mistfall was no easier. We were hunted down by the Court of Outlaws. And
that's
narrowly escaped. It's been a very violent, bloody, very difficult path to getting back here.
And just for this, Becky talking, just for clarification, and for those at home, what was kind of like your alibi or like your story that you told Cara when you were like leaving?
They were under the impression I was leaving to expand the business.
Well, this seems like well above the expanding the business kind of goal. So you said you went to Mistfall to speak with this professor in particular? About what?
I'll walk over to Cara and kind of sit down next to her and take her hand and say, you know that everything we have, everything we've built, that's like the most important thing to me. And this next bit I'm going to say, I hope you know that that's not going to change for me. That everything I've been doing has been for you and for the girls and for the shop.
Okay.
We went to Mistfall to find Danielle Stravich because Sir Quay Nithod sent me there. I know he's been a customer at the store for a long time, and I know he's a very capable person. This is all about my cough, my sickness. It's worse than you think, Cara. It's different than you think. Emil just looks over at Loomis and Ellis like, I don't know what to say from here.
I don't know you very well, Mrs. Mayzak, and I don't know Emil very well, either. But we have I will say that everything he said so far, he's not lying. He has not shut up about the business and his family, though he I will say, to his credit, he referred to y'all as his associates for quite a number of days until he realized that he could trust us. But I kind of look at Emil like in a glance, kind of saying like, sort of like with my eyes saying like, do you want to keep going or do you need help?
I think at this point, I mean, I guess like seeing kind of like the three of y'all are sort of, sharing glances at each other, I think Cara speaks up. So there appears to be a lot of mistruths, so your cough's worse, it's a sickness, and you've been going to Sir Quay Nithard for what exactly then?
Self-defense was not a lie. He has been teaching me to fight, but it's because I visited every doctor money could buy. The trips I took before this one, leading up to this one, they were to find people who could help me with this condition. Cara, the philodendron plant that we had in the front of the store, it didn't just break and I didn't just throw it away. there was a night where I found myself working late, and then the next thing I knew, I was eating the dirt. I couldn't stop. I found myself drawn to it, and this cough, it's botanical in nature. And the way it's affecting me, it's easier just to show you, I guess. And I'll, like, put a hand out, a very shaky hand. I'll let go of her hands first. Put a very shaky hand out and turn one of my hands into one of the twisted roots.
I think she's, first shocked. Someone's hand you're a hand that she has known for, over a decade. It has turned into like a root in front of her, and she looks at you and Emil, I'm not. This is alarming, to say the least, that you are seemingly turning into something that you're not. But I won't think differently of you because of this. Are you dying? I don't want our time to be lost. I mean, did you find answers for this in Mistfall? I mean, what is this?
I have never not given you answers that you needed, and that's what I've been looking for. I'll like take my jacket off, and have both arms. I'll just like fully let go and like let my skin turn into this bark as high as it wants to. This is the more natural state for me right now. It's progressed. It's rapidly, aggressively progressed. It's changing me. Whenever I fight this, that's when the cough is the worst. That's when my body resists. My body resists me not wanting to be in this state. I don't know what's happening to me. It's awful to resist it. But we saw what I'm turning into. And it's horrific. You two saw it. What I'm turning into is a monster. I'm turning into some kind of monster, and it's some kind of sickness, and it's called Drees blood.
And if it's hurting you, I don't want you to stop resisting it. I understand that here in Vinzor and who you are as a businessman is Emil Mayzak with the well put together look. But if it's hurting you, I don't want you to keep resisting. That you shouldn't keep painting yourself just for an image.
Can I make an insight check on Cara? How is she actually feeling?
Yeah.
15.
I think there's still like a lot of confusion, like where this kind of like feeling of like, where did this come from? And like, how long has this been going on? Like that kind of like confusion. But I think there's also like a level of like frustration that's starting to like peek out too, but you're not really sure where that's coming from. I have been out there looking for the answers. It's why I saw Professor Stravich. It's why I went looking for that plant in the woods outside of Mistfall. It's why we joined the Court of Outlaws. It's why we're here right now. Join the court? You joined the court?
I'm going to do everything it takes to figure out what's going on with me and stop it. Cara, here's the worst part of all. We found evidence in the Academy's library that this might be genetic.
I think hearing that, she kind of like looks away from like all of you and kind of like head in her hands, like kneels kind of down and is you notice, like all three of you notice that she's really focusing on like her breathing at this point. Like this is a lot to take in of like, okay, my husband has this disease. Okay, he's turning into something. Okay, we can deal with that. Okay, he's joined the court of outlaw. That's not great. Okay, now this is a genetic thing that might like affect, the larger family. Genetic. And is there a cure, Emil? Have we found a cure for this yet?
No. All I have are leads.
And you too, is this all true? And are you also looking for a cure with him? Do you know anybody else with this?
No, I don't know anybody. I've never met anybody like Emil before. I think I speak for Loomis too at the moment, where we're pretty committed. I think I know this is probably a lot of information to take in right now, but Emil's not alone out there. I know you just met us, but Loomis is a super old vampire and is super strong, like super strong and crazy fast. And I've been going through some of my own changes as well, and am also quite strong. Emil promised me a job, and if he goes, I lose employment. So yeah, I'm pretty locked in. I kind of look at Loomis like. And I go, say something.
Loomis this whole time is just nodding, shaking his head along with Ellis, not really saying anything. But before he does, can I make a, I guess, perception check just to see if anyone else is listening to this conversation?
Yeah, go ahead. Make a perception check.
16.
I don't think so. Not yet. I mean, like, it's the voices have like started to rise like a little bit, but definitely not like loud enough to like rouse anybody upstairs quite yet. But I think your like eyes are definitely like trained on the stairs and like listening to like the ceiling to see if the floors are creaking above. But at the moment, you haven't heard anything, and no one's like looking out. No one's like outside the window or anything. I assume you're listening for if the daughters have heard anything. But
correct. Yeah.
What if I was like, there's just some guy outside the window just looking in here, like, oh, what is the tea for the Mayzaks are all together again? What's going on? It's little Billy. Hey, no, there's nobody else. But yeah, no one else is heard.
Yeah, Loomis is definitely paying attention to the conversation, but also every now and then just listening more intently to the outside of around the house, like you said, to the ceiling, the floorboards, to make sure no one else joins the conversation.
Cara, for all the terribleness that has come with this, I know I've been lying to you for the past few year. I'm starting to lose track of time. But for everything that's come with it, meeting these two has been the best thing that could have happened. They've been immensely helpful to me in finding answers, and I feel like I've been helpful to them as well. I hope that this is a reciprocal relationship. Like I said when we started, the only reason I'm doing this is because this can't happen to the girls. It can't.
Has that been a worry for the last year? Or is this just a new worry that's come up? Because I gotta admit, I wish I was more part of this, and that I certainly could have helped to try and find answers here, at least.
How?
For you.
In what way?
I'll bang down every door, Emil, of every book collector in this town and scour their shelves for answers.
Do you think I haven't been doing that? That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been working on.
Well, it certainly would have been nice to have been looped in. 2 people, not just one person, is another brain at it.
Cara, this isn't a problem you can just invest in and it solves itself. This This takes energy. This takes more. This takes killing people. Maybe people who didn't even deserve it. This is different.
There is a ticking clock for your health, and now there is a ticking clock for our daughter's health, and there is a ticking clock for us being a family, and for your time with the daughters, there's an even faster clock. We've had our time together, and I hope for much, much more, and I don't see you as a monster despite these changes before me, but they haven't had the time with you like we've had, and they're certainly losing more time, and now apparently they're losing their own health. So we will keep the store open, we will keep it going, we will invest as much time outside of work to find these answers, and you will finish what other job you have here in Vinzor and get back out there and find the answers.
That's my plan. Emil, like, uncomfortably scratches his shirt and, like, unbuttons the top of it and, like, shows a little bit of shoulder, I guess. And I think in the middle of this argument has felt an itch, and you all see, like, 5 little red berries springing from my shoulder where the bark has, like, spread up to my chest. What the fuck?
Oh, God.
I think Cara sees this, and like I feel like you, Emil, are like panicking, kind of like almost like ripping at your shirt a little bit, seeing this kind of like exposed and like pushing up against it. And I think she like grabs your hands and kind of like tries to like calm you down and get you to like look at her again. And I'm very scared right now, Emil. I'm not mad at you, and we're gonna figure this out. And I wish you had told me sooner, because it feels like your pride got in the way of us having time and resources put into this. But pride aside now, we'll work through this, we'll find an answer, and we'll find a cure. Whatever you need, we'll be the home base to provide for that.
I wasn't trying to stand in the way of you helping Cara. I was trying to gift you and the girls whatever time I could of just normal life before things changed. I'm so glad I got to put them to bed just now. I'm so glad that we had this afternoon in the shop together, because if the 3 of us don't succeed at this, if the 4 of us don't succeed at this, then there's not going to be any more of those.
And you're right. I'm glad that you could provide that normalcy for the girls still. But damn normalcy, I guess, going forward. It's more important that we have time with each other, not just normal time.
You two, can we have the room?
Absolutely.
Oh, God, yes.
I like drag Ellis because I'm faster, so I just like scoop him and we just bolt out of there.
Yeah, you're like scrambling up the stairs. Like
as you're doing it, I'm like, I don't want to be in there either.
2 of you scramble up the stairs and head to the guest rooms.
While we scramble up, I just want to ask again, are the girls awake?
Yeah, make another perception check, since I think Cara got a little bit more heated.
12.
Could I do one as well?
Yeah, you could do one as well, Ellis.
15.
I think you hear like creaking behind the doors, so like assumably they're in separate rooms. I think you hear creeping from behind Salda's door, but you know there's no like crack in the doorway or anything like that, so that's all you hear.
Are Ellis and I in separate rooms?
Yes, but you don't have to be. Like, you guys can go to the same room if you want.
I guess that went all right.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it went better than I expected it would go. There was a part where I really wanted to hit Emil on the back of the head and say,
Same.
shut up.
Same. There's been multiple moments, but for sure then.
Yeah. But I do think it's important to remember that we have only known each other for a short time, and Cara's known Emil for a lot longer, and has probably been pissed off at him before. I can imagine several times. And if there's anybody who can sift through his businessy jargon talk better than anybody, it's her. So I hope that they just start making out real hard or something. He needs it, you know?
I guess. I thought they would just be fine and talk it out some more.
Yeah, but I don't know. But like, it's been a while.
Are you just imagining them do it now? Like, is that just what's playing in your head?
Alice Vidove is incredibly sex positive, even with old people. And if old people want to do it, old people should do it. I think it's totally fine and fair.
They're like 10
Emil's
years older
not that
than you.
old.
He's an old bag of bones, and he's going to be a skeleton soon, and he needs to, let loose.
I think he'd be a tree before he became a skeleton.
And try fucking that, right? As I'm, like, shutting the door to my room.
I close the door behind the two of them, and try and shift my body as much as I can back to my human state. It's like I said, it's not getting any better. I tried to just ignore it, and then I tried to tackle it on my own, and then I went out of the city to seek help, and I have some real leads. I have. This is flower, the indigo magnolia flower that can supposedly help, but it only blooms in winter. I found a letter from, I think, one of my parents. Like, my real parents. And I don't know much. I haven't given that too much thought because there's been so much going on, but there's a location. And that location is...
It is Ursa Honor.
Ursa Honor?
Honor.
I haven't thought about that too much, Cara. I'm just trying to do this job right now, and obviously, you can't tell anyone we're in the Court of Outlaws, but we're in the inner circle. We're like in, and it's all in pursuit of any answers I can get. I'm so sorry I dragged you into this. I'm so sorry I brought this to you in the first place.
If it's genetic, it's not your fault, Emil, and I don't want you to blame yourself. And yes, I'm sad that you didn't tell me sooner, and I'm frustrated that maybe I missed something, and mad that I couldn't be more of a support in the last year. I don't want you hiding this part of you if it pains you.
I can't. I'm. That's very kind, and it does help in a way. I'm not ready to show this part of me to the world yet.
And that's fine. And you take your time and know that this really doesn't change anything between us. I married you. I love you. And the man that you are before me, whether you are growing berries on you, which is a lot, I gotta admit that's a lot, or not, it does not matter. And I just want as much time with you as possible.
For what it's worth, I think the berries are good ones. I studied the scroll of good berry, and I think they're actually okay to eat.
Okay, that's.
But I'm not asking you to do that unless you really. Unless you're into it. I don't.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll try one. I mean, let's not put them in a dish on the table or anything. But I will try a berry.
Let's hold off on that. Okay. Let's put a pause button on that one. We're not fixing anything tonight.
Right.
You know now what's going on. I've told you everything I can. I'm happy to provide more details of our journey so far. I'm afraid to write it down and send it to you. We're in some pretty high-profile situations now. The Court of Outlaws, the... what's the other thing called that we're in part of now?
Like the citrine delegation.
We're in with the citrine delegation in some ways. We're doing work for them. I don't want to put it down in writing what's happening, but I wanted you to know what's really going on. I just couldn't bear it anymore.
If you were comfortable with it, I do think it would be important to maybe not write down all of these details, about your adventures necessarily, but it would be helpful to document your changes and sort of the scientific part of all of this, in the event that, one, that there are others, but two, if we don't find a cure, then I don't want this to be a mystery to... I won't say it, but...
Cara, you are ever the pragmatist. I hadn't even considered the thought, but it's such a good idea. I love your brain. I love everything you've done for the girls in the shop and for me. Thank you.
I think she, kind of buttons up your shirt a little bit and, leans against your shoulder, and it's maybe not super comfortable because there's berries under there now, but leans against your shoulder, and I'm just so glad that you're home, Emil. I love you, and I'm glad that you're safe and that you're here now.
Let's go count how much is in our savings and make out.
And you guys go do that. We are not playing that one out. I'll tell you
Come
what.
on, Becky.
Let's do some ASMR ear licking.
Yes, let me pull out the rubber.
Yeah.
The rubber ear and start licking it.
Oh, God.
But yeah, you all go, you kind of wind down for the evening and have a nice evening together again. It is now the morning.
How comfy is the guest bed, Emil?
Oh. Just as good as... Well, actually, maybe a smidge under comfortable as my bed is, which is very comfortable. Although now with my new structure in my back, maybe I need more of a firm bed, and this is a much more soft bed. Maybe my needs have changed. But it's very comfortable.
Ellis wakes up in this guest bed in this beautiful home and out loud goes, "Oh, finally, like a proper morning. Oh, it's been so long." And I immediately awkwardly kind of exit into the hallway to go find Ellis was to go draw himself a bath in this nice house.
Yeah, I like to imagine that you somehow, sometime during the evening, stole slippers and a bathrobe from Emil's room, and
he didn't have to steal them. They were provided, baby. They were in the guest room, ready to go.
And you're ready to go, but yeah, you go and draw yourself a bath.
Maybe as I walk out of the bathroom, steam pours out of the bathroom, and I have a towel wrapped around my head, and Salda's waiting there with a toothbrush, and I'm like, "Sorry, it's been a while." I go to my room to change.
And you just became McSteamy to Salda.
Ooh,
the Grey's Anatomy.
Oh gosh,
girlies.
No. Was McSteamy the one with the towel? He walked out. You could see the whole that. Well, yeah. No, I had a towel around my head, not towel
and
where
the
you
robe
can see
around.
my
No, but still,
hips.
you came out of a steamy bathroom.
Ellis only had the
saying
towel
it was
around his head, nowhere else.
Just full swinging.
Excuse me, I'm going to take myself to jail now.
No. You did not expose yourself to her or anything. No, you just...
Of course not.
No, I'm putting it in the content warnings.
You just, came out of a steamy bathroom in a bathrobe and a towel on your head and to
maybe a face
girl.
mask on if Cara's got any laying around.
Yeah, yes. But yeah, you smell beautiful and floral, and you use like 20 different soaps in the bubble bath, and
Everyone.
yeah. Everyone eventually, or do you do anything in the morning, Loomis?
Loomis was just sitting in the chair that was at the
Right.
desk in the guest room the whole evening, and as he hears more people like finally waking up and stirring, he comes out of the guest room, and you notice that his eyes are a bit more sunken than they normally are, and he looks very tired and even more like, I don't say droopy, but just even more sulken and like broody than he's normally have been. And kind of just like drags his feet down to what I'm assuming is your breakfast nook, and just wait for everyone to get there.
Yeah, I'll go down first to make breakfast for everyone. Like, I'm not sleeping very well, I'm sure, so I'll meet Loomis down there. You didn't want to put on the bathrobe?
For why?
It's just comfy. It's a nice way to wake up.
I mean, I don't go to sleep to wake up. I kind of just sat in the chair.
Well, that much is clear. You look like death.
I mean, I haven't killed or touched grass in a couple days, so I haven't really sustained my life force.
I would say go out into the yard, but I don't want a black patch of
That
grass.
seems kind of rude.
Well, status is everything here. You can go to the neighbors, though. They're pricks. You can use their lawn if you want.
You notice as everyone comes down that like everyone wears a bathrobe in this house. Like everyone's just like robed up, ready for
Fucking
breakfast.
monogrammed and everything.
Yeah, beautifully monogrammed robes, and they like sit next to you. And Angel, it looks at you, Loomis. I noticed you're not wearing your bathrobe.
I didn't realize it was so important here.
Yes, image and status is everything, including your bathrobe.
Very good, Angel.
It's everything.
You
It's
need
everything.
to learn. You need to not.
What do you whip up for breakfast, Emil?
Probably something simple.
Dad's been gone for a month. They're good.
Yeah, it's not simple. You're right. It's like the big waffles, like the hotel ones, with a good like fresh jam that I'm doing with fruits from our garden.
Mickey Mouse pancakes, the whole lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, you set down a platter of like well-made, beautifully crispy waffles and some jams and fruits and the whole everything, and you all have a nice, beautiful breakfast. And I think everything feels a little bit lighter than when Ellis and Loomis had left last night, and smiles on everyone's faces, and joy fills the house, besides Loomis, who's feeling a little more tired than normal. But we will end there for tonight's episode of This Could Get Dicey.
Ooh.
I bet I got a little spicy in the bedroom.
Whoa!
Things could get spicy. Our
You
after
totally-
hours show.
She totally tried to be like, let me try one of the berries, and you were like, no, like that was the move, dude.
Well, we never know what happened off camera.
Gross.
Anyway, yeah, I sprout berries that you can eat and heal yourself with now.
But you gotta bite them off with your teeth.
You have to bite them off of me with your teeth. Your whole mouth has to touch my clavicle.
Bye. Say it again, Becky.
This could get dicey. Thanks for listening to this episode of This Could Get Dicey. Will it have gotten spicy behind closed doors? We will never find out. You can find us at TCGD Pod on TikTok and Instagram, and you can tune in to our next episode on Wednesday, January 10th. Thanks for listening, everyone.